one. Thank you very much. I'm Chris O'Connor, as Ann said, and I work with Henry Fonte and Spence Ford. And you don't have to do anything except just raise your hand as my colleagues. And I want to thank Ann and Amanda for putting this together. So great work. And I thank Michelle for recruiting me. And if it doesn't go well, I'll blame Michelle for recruiting me. I'm in theater arts, and my background is as an actor and a director and a teacher, and I teach acting and directing in our department. And so I'm gonna put you through a bunch of exercises and games that I hope, as you experience them, you can think about maybe how they can be applied to your work or not. One thing about these exercises is much of it is about, as you can see, is about real estate. And you may not have that kind of real estate in your classrooms, but some of the things maybe you can look at and figure out how you can maybe adapt and use as something to shake things up a little bit in the classroom. My classroom is very, in our classrooms are very different than yours. And I will ask for some. The only way that this workshop can work is for you to actively participate. So you're going to have to get up on your feet and maybe move around the room and play some games. And not everyone has to do it. In fact, in some of these exercises, we can't have the entire room, so I'll just be asking for groups to volunteer. So the first thing that I'd like you to do is just you can do this seated. Just get yourself comfortable in your chair, and you don't have to. In fact, don't look at me. Actually, don't look at me, please. Don't look at me. If you have something in your hands, just put it on the table, and you can pause from drinking your orange juice or eating your delicious scone. And close your eyes. Just close your eyes, and put your focus on your breath. See if you can shut out your active mind right now and all the stimuli that may be coming from elsewhere, and bring your attention to yourself. So all that you're thinking about is the taking in of air and the releasing of air. Focusing on the breath. If your mind begins to wander, just say, go back to the breath. Would you allow you to do this just for a short time? You can do it for a long time. You don't have time to do that today. So this is something you can do seated. You can do it lying down on the ground on your back. I'm not going to ask you to do that. Just really stopping the world around you, which is really hard to do these days. And now, with your mind's eye, try to just kind of scan your body. Really focus on yourself from the top of your head, just slowly moving down, just thinking about it. Down your forehead, your ears, to your jaw. And see if there's anything going on, is there a tension or a twitch or something that's happening to you right now at this moment. Your neck, your shoulders, scanning down in your mind's eye, your right arm, down with your mind's eye with your left arm. Going back to the shoulders, going down chest, abdomen, hips, your thighs, calves, ankles, your heels, your toes. Now we're going to jump back to our forehead and just scrunch your forehead up. Just actually give it some tension. And then just release it. Maybe by giving some tension and releasing it, you're going to release tension. Now, take your jaws and clench your jaw a little bit, putting tension into your jaw. Release that. Maybe your jaw might even drop open. Now bring your shoulders up to your ears. Don't push it too hard. It might cause something to hurt, but just see if you can add tension to it. And just let that drop. Now clench your fists. And just let that go. Each time that we do this to a different part of the body, we are a little bit more relaxed. And again, this is something that works really well if you're lying on your back. And now bring your shoulder blades together so you're kind of arching your shoulder blades. Not your shoulders going up to your ears, but your shoulders going back towards each other. And let that go. Clench your stomach muscles. And let that go. And then tighten your buttocks. Glutes. And then let that go. See if you can tighten your thigh, your quads. Let that go. Now point your toes towards your knees so you're engaging your calves. Either one at a time or both, whatever works for you. Let that go. Now just wiggle your toes a little bit. And let that go. And now go back to the breath again. Now we're going to take, I'll talk you through this, we can just take 5 deep breaths and imagine that you're breathing in and you're taking that breath into your lower back. So we're going to breathe in and release. And breathe in and release. And breathe in and release. Breathe in. Release. One more. Nice deep breath. Breathe in. Let it go. And I'll let you open your eyes in just a minute, but not yet. Now, you can take 1 minute, and I want you to just listen to the room. See if you can, there's a lot of white noise in here, there's really subtle noises. See if you can actually pinpoint and hear those noises that are in the room and make a little inventory of what you hear inside this room, at your table, maybe out in the hall. eyes, flower open. Or wake up. Great. What are some of the noises that you heard that you discovered? You ready? Okay. What did you hear? The door closing up here. Air conditioning. Footsteps. My footsteps maybe. Coughing. Where did you hear the coughing?
A couple of people.
Okay. Anybody at this table, anything you, in addition to that? Anybody? Air conditioning?
Footsteps in the hallway.
Footsteps in the hallway?
Papers flapping.
Yep. Your paper's flapping. That's good. You're breathing?
No.
Everyone's breathing. Okay, great. Anybody else? Tripod. It's okay to make noise. Right? Did anyone hear their own heart? Anyone notice their own noise? Their own noise? Okay. So we just kind of stopped the train for a while, right? So this is a great way to jumpstart and get going. We do this in these are all exercises we use in action classes. So now I want to show you another really quick warm up. And so those of you who want to, just you can stand where you are, but do rise. And so we're getting ready to work. So just drop your head, so as if you're dropping your chin to your chest, and you're going to roll your left ear to your shoulder, nice and easy. Don't push it too much. And then you're going to drop the shoulder, or the head to the back, and then you're going to roll the right ear to the right shoulder, and the chin to the chest, and really slowly just rotate your head. And if your knees are locked, just bend them slightly. Just do a few rolls. This is going to be very different than the other presenters today. Okay, and then go the other way. Change direction. Very gentle. And now add your chest into that. So now you're moving from your chest. And change the direction. Rotating to the left. And bring it back to center. And raise your right hand, and you're just going to grab the left side of your head, and you're going to open up your neck pit. This right here. Just very gently stretching that, and let that go. And remember, you got to just breathe through all this. Don't hold the breath. Nice, gentle stretch, and let that go. And now bring your shoulders up to your ears. Drop them, up, drop them, drop them. Actually, that's a gesture. This is what we call a psychological gesture. I don't know, right? Go ahead, do that. I don't know. You guys having a good time? Okay. And now just move around like this, nice and loose. Let the arms kind of hang there. Okay, and then we're gonna move our hips. It's going back to the chubby checkers and the twist, right? Nice, easy. And we're gonna go the other way, and then left to right. Okay, and then if you can balance, maybe rotate your ankle, your right ankle. You can hold on to the table if you need to, right? And the other side. Rotate the other way. You didn't think you were going to get a workout, did you? Okay. And then let's just shake your hands out, just so like they're just got a life of their own, right? This is how people in the theater have arguments. They fight like this. Okay. And Put your hand palms down. You're an umpire. Okay, palms up. And then palms up like this. What are you doing? Right? Palms down. Okay, now they really have a life of their own. And I'm gonna really challenge you. So wait. Whose phone is that?
That's mine.
Okay, stop the right
I
hand
would go.
and keep the other one moving. This is hard. All right, this is advanced acting. Okay, shake them both. Stop the left hand. Keep the other one moving. Right? So, life is on. Shake. Stop the right hand. Shake. Stop the left hand. Shake. Stop the left hand. Okay. Great. All right. Take a seat. Thank you. So we're trying to be in the moment, right? This is all about just slowing it down and being in the moment and actually putting attention on ourselves. So I would like as many of you as possible to participate in this next exercise. So we're gonna use the space now. So those of you who want to participate in this is really easy. This is not going to require you to do shoulder rolls or handstands. Really, it's just everybody get up. Okay. So we have this whole space, and thank you, Anne. Yeah, you will. I'll tell you in just a second. Yeah. So this is why everything's moved out to the perimeter. I want you now, and I'm not going to give you any guidance on this, to organize yourselves in 12 clumps of birth months. Okay, starting with January and going to December. So figure this out. Now.
So.
Great. Now, you're going to arrange yourselves as quickly as you can, and the group that gets together first wins. And you get a stone. Under 30, 31 to 40, 41 to 50, sorry, 51 to 60, 61 plus. Go.
61 plus. You're 61 plus. So stand down like the old.
So, do we have any under 30?
One that's actually 60.
There he is, under 30.
Amanda!
You're not with her. No, she didn't. 31 to 40. Were you first?
No.
What's your group?
They're 61 and
No. What are you? Okay. All right. So we're not completely paying attention then. These exercises also reveal certain qualities about ourselves. We take note of that one. Okay. What's your group? 4150 and. And you guys? Great. Okay. Wonderful. Good job. All right. Now, I would like to see you all in a long line, stacked up according to your height. Okay. You decide where the tallest one is. All right. A line. Your shoes are part of the equation. This is a very sloppy line. Yeah, we can pull you down. You're getting close. Getting very close. This is going to you guys were the first there. Because you can see everybody else. How we doing? Okay? This looks pretty good, I gotta say. Okay, great. Now, I want you to do, I'm gonna give you a minute to come up with this. I want you to create a tableau that tells us where you're from.
What's a tableau?
Let's make a tableau. Let's just say if we are from Staten Island, what would our tableau be? Okay? So we're the island, and he's the Statue of Liberty. Okay? So, come to agreement. What is distinctive about your place of origin? And this gets come here and give us a tableau. Okay?
You know, but when people understand what that's all about.
Right, well, we had the two bands in the north end, right? So you be the works, and you guys be the rest. You guys be the rest.
I'm not really sure what we're doing.
I don't know. Hurry up.
Like a conga line, and what are we doing? Like conga line?
That's a good idea.
Am I the North Fork or am I down by Brooklyn?
No, you guys are the right.
I know.
They're the fork. That's a
But
great
that's
idea.
not the end of the island. Brooklyn is.
Where are you guys?
So we're all
Okay, we have to-
right on here.
we can do it.
Victoria, come on.
I don't think I can stretch it. I'm going to point to you. I'm going to point to you, and you're going to do your little
We want to turn
tableau.
this way.
And hopefully we'll know what it is. We'll try to figure out what it is. And we're going to start with, I'm going to put you on the spot. We're going to start with Virginia. Okay, Virginia.
That's
Are you taking the oath? Are you? Yeah, go ahead, tell me.
Chief Palatine.
All right, okay.
And we're supposed to know that?
No.
UK.
Do we make sense?
The UK. No, it's a tablet.
Well done, as they would
India.
say. Well done.
Very good. What borough is this?
Brooklyn.
Let's see, Brooklyn.
Hurry up.
Well, Brooklyn's happy. Okay.
The bridge.
Loud.
Although the bridge would work.
Traffic.
No. Oh, forget about it.
Busy.
Street Brooklyn.
Oh, okay. What do we have here?
We have, yes.
Long Island. Well,
There we go.
okay, a Long Island. It's going to take 3 hours to get to that end. Great, okay. Let's look at Syracuse.
Good.
Oh, absolutely. The key and the thing, yes. That's the Bronx cheer.
The Bronx cheer. Yep. The Bronx cheer. Okay, great. Okay, this is the island of Queens.
Airplane.
And it's always flying high. I actually.
Dominica.
Mountains and rivers.
Trinidad. Manhattan, the island of Manhattan. Right, the taxi driver just won't shut up, right? Michigan.
Indy 500.
Cuba. Colorado. And Minnesota. Oh,
National song we sing with
gets added up.
There's a very high skill level. Okay, wonderful. All right, thank you very much. Okay, now I'd like actually find a partner. Find a partner. Any partner. Someone you don't know. Okay, when you find that partner.
See, no, fine, but I just want to make sure everyone has it, because otherwise I'll put it.
Great. Now,
Okay, good.
decide who is sighted and who is blind.
Oh, that's easy.
Okay? One of you is blind.
I'll be sick.
Okay?
Okay. You're gonna have to trust me. Yes.
So, the sighted person is going to take the blind person by the hand. Okay? And you don't open your eyes. Okay. And you're going to tell that person, I am not going to harm you. I'm going to protect you. Okay? You're going to protect that person. And when I say go, and I give the go, you're going to walk that person around the room. And you're going to protect that person. If you can possibly do this just with the hand, that's great. But if something happens, like they're going to run into a chair or a careening other person, then use your other hand. But you're going to walk them around the room, okay? And explore how it is that you're going to gain that person's trust. So if I were to be working with Spence, and Spence closed their eyes, and I did this, I'm probably not going to earn that trust, okay? So you really have to sense it, and you're going to do it without speaking, right? Now, you can stand, you're going to work the room, okay? And I think you can also, there's nothing going on in this building, is there right now?
I think there's some students out in the main part, but I think
And
it's
they'll
fine.
love it when they see
Yeah.
this.
There's an art
you can-
gallery next
You can
door.
walk out in the hall, you can be, as you gain trust, see how daring you can get. Sometimes when we do this, this is a great exercise to do outside. Actually, it's a really wonderful exercise to do outside. Kind of refreshes everyone, okay? So, find your partner. Tell your partner you're going to take care of them.
Keep you safe. Okay. And I think what we'll do is, you want to stop
All right, stop talking.
right?
Stop talking.
Because you can't talk.
Okay? And close your eyes if you're blind. And I'm going to give you a few minutes to just explore this a little bit. Okay? All right? Go for it. Open your eyes and switch. Open your eyes Open your eyes and switch.
Alright, it's my turn. Oh, switch? Yeah, you're blind. Okay. Okay. Ready? It's gonna get crowded here, so I'm gonna take you this way. If you want a shortcut. Keep going this way.
Lead your partner into the room. Lead your partner back into the room. Lead your partner back into the room. Lead your partner back into the room. Pages of exercises. So let's just take a moment to I call this spy back, and you know we're very involved in the activity, which is great. You give over your senses in the activity, and you try to. I encourage my students to just take the intellect out, and so it's all experiential. But now you know we're all educators. And now we can sort of think about what we just experienced, and I'd like to hear what your experience was, you know, briefly. We can't spend too much time. But also, I want you to, if you can think of some application to your work and how, if this could be helpful, or this is something that you can use to kind of mix things up and you know, allow for another perspective in the classroom. So you can take a seat. So let's just talk about this last game, which I call the blind walk, and what that was like for you. We don't need to overanalyze it, but what did you observe? What did you observe about yourself as the blind person, or even the seeing person, and vice versa? Yes?
It was very scary.
Scary, okay? Scary, okay? And that's not a bad thing, right?
No, and I just didn't feel safe. And I mean, I knew that she was a jerk, but I still was like, I didn't like this. And I could see the light is, you know,
Yeah.
I just.
So the light and shadow can be very disorienting, right? Yes?
I was so tempted to peek.
And did you?
No.
Very good. Yes.
I'm usually not that trusting, and I did not feel nervous at all. I felt like she was going to take care of me, and it was going to be okay. So
Fantastic.
I wasn't quick on my feet, but you know.
Did
I felt trusted.
she immediately earn your trust, or was there a ramp up to that?
Well, she earned my trust because she put her both hands. I had one hand on hers, and then her hand was on top of mine, so I felt safe.
Excellent. Anybody here? Yeah.
I think I developed because I did this when I was doing my master's in special ed many years ago, and I lost a friend because of this activity. Because I couldn't trust her, and she was annoyed that I didn't trust her, and she wasn't supposed to be friends, right? So we were never at the same level again. But I must have grown because I walked with my colleague, and I was very comfortable. awesome.
You were good.
Yeah, I trusted
Is your
her,
colleague
so-
still your friend?
Oh, you still my friend Jackie?
Yeah, I don't want any breakups here. That is not the goal of this workshop. Anyone over here? Any observations? Yes.
The balance problems.
You had balance
I have
problems
balance problems in my eyes.
when your eyes were closed.
Yeah.
Okay. Did your partner help you with that, or did you feel that your partner sensed that?
She, actually, I told her in advance. That.
Okay.
And, but she did sense it, and we didn't stop.
Great. Great. Anyone else? Yes.
Initially, I realized it was, and I took really small steps.
Great. Yes.
Initially, I was not, because I went first, and so I was just a little tense. And what I realized I was doing after a while was tuning into footsteps, in terms of, I know she was guiding me, but I was also paying attention to her footsteps.
You hearing them?
Yes,
Okay.
she had on heels, and I was, okay, she's walking.
Yeah.
I had an interesting experience in where I felt I was using my body and was hopefully my partner was receptive to my body in order to guide and to feel, whether or not I wanted her to feel as if she was being protected, so I was kind of pushing her into it a little bit.
Okay.
It was
Great. And as yeah.
I have to say how we could use this in our class. We teach spirituality and social justice, and we really need to create an atmosphere, a safe atmosphere for people to be able to talk about very controversial subjects and to really be able to be trusting of people to really not censor what they're going to say and have a dynamic conversation. So I think it's always good to build that trusting relationship, and that's what you're doing here.
That's great. Anybody else see some kind of application?
Yeah, when I was the blind person, I was not control.
Uh-huh.
I said, I have control, which I did. So that all day when I told her to trust her for the sake of her.
Yeah, and I think that this, when I use this exercise, mostly with younger people, some of them will just want to run all over the place, and the blind person is being dragged around, and the whole point is really, it's not just you giving over, but also as the seeing person, learning to gain trust and really reading behavior and reading what's actually going on with the person who's giving over to you. And as I said, doing it outdoors is very interesting that so many of you chose to leave the room. There was probably 5 people in the room that stayed in the room, so that was kind of a bold choice and a nice one. But doing this out on the grass where you can actually develop this for a while, and people start to run. People get other people to run, and it's really kind of great. And then there's the turnaround and how does that, building that trust, how does that work when you then become the blind person? Do you have to start from scratch, or have you developed something in the first round? Yeah.
I just have one comment. In teaching a course, you walk into the room and your students are there, and really it's a blank slate. You really have to take them on a journey. So that's what I associate it with, that you as the professor, you're taking all the kids, just leading them on a journey, and sometimes they don't know where they're going to end up. But at the end of the course, hopefully they see the light.
Yeah. Yeah, and I think that getting the more we can in the classroom, and this is what we create an ensemble in the theater. We have to create community, and having these kinds of experiences is a great leveler. It's something that they all go through, and it creates a bond. It really creates this ensemble and this community, because we in the theater we want people to always be listening to each other, to be reading each other, to be able to to have really high level communication skills. So these kind of, and this can be an icebreaker, right? This can also be, okay, it's the middle of the semester and we're in a lull. Let's go outside. It's a beautiful spring day, and let's do this. And then take 15 minutes to do this, and then they come back refreshed if you have the time. So let's just back up a little bit with the other exercises. Do the other exercises have any resonance for you, or any kind of use that you can see in the classroom? We'll go back to the putting you in groups. Yeah.
Just with the geography one, I'm always trying to help students see how where they come from affects the way that they see my subject. So it would just be very interesting to see everybody sort of grouped, especially sort of in Long Island or New York, and to kind of have them have a conversation with somebody across the classroom about where they grew up, or, that kind of thing.
Yeah. Yeah.
I would see an application for this if you're doing something with parents and teachers together, not just in your class, but if you're going to give an example of how you could bring a collaboration, make collaboration out of parents and staff, that would be an opportunity, because they have more in common. They find out they're not just parents, but they're born in New York, or the teacher's born in New York too, or your hobbies, or whatever it is, your height. You're on a level playing field. It's rather than teacher as expert and the parent as asking for help.
It's great to find off the bat to find commonalities, right? And I think that the map exercise, you can kind of break that open a bit too. So we did it very quickly, but there could be a whole, the Queens group could have, we could have let you talk for 10 minutes about your experience in Queens, and maybe find something in common to share with the group. I think there's a lot of that structure asks for other creative extensions of it. Were you gonna say something?
Yeah, I teach American Sign Language at night, which is sometimes a challenge when students are tired. So we do a lot of activities, of course, no speech. So all those demographic activities were terrific because, where we were born, which one is smaller, it's all very naturally tied into that, and it gets them up and moving. So thanks for that.
Great. Yeah.
Me too. When I was teaching face mask class, I always said to them, go back to your origin, where we are from. That will help you to understand that culture, your ancestor or yourself, even though you are born here. Now I can say, think about map.
Great.
Yes, now I can. I said, think about map, where we are from. If you are born here, then think about your mother or grandfather, and think about the map.
Wonderful. Yeah. Really kind of looking at our background is really can be very powerful.
Yes.
You teach art?
Yes, I'm teaching art history and studio art, so I can apply both.
Great, excellent.
My question was in terms of a leveler, and I teach in the communications department. So sometimes there's sophomores who are quiet because the juniors are there or there's seniors there. What's the best leveler to get everybody on that?
In terms of an exercise?
Yeah.
Gosh.
And the competition out of it, in your opinion?
Well,
or we didn't do it yet.
I've got all these pictures. I've got 5 minutes.
All right, never mind.
I'll do one more exercise with the group, and in fact, one of my notes was this is a great leveler, so if I can get maybe a dozen or so people in a circle up here, so just some volunteers to come up. So this this is called sound and movement, and it's a sound and a gesture, and it can start with just a name. It can start as a name game, and because it gets people in their bodies, and it can be really silly, that it becomes a great leveler, and the more you can encourage that kind of silliness, and I could see in this group we were with the tableaus. It was really kind of entertaining and fun and silly, and I think we all started to feel really comfortable with each other. So I'm going to use my name. I'm going to start with there's a name game quality to this, and I'm going to do a gesture, and I'm going to say my name, and then everyone's going to repeat it. okay? And then we're just going to go around the circle and everyone's going to do their name, okay? So, Chris.
Chris.
Lauren.
Lauren. And see if you can do whatever your first impulse is. So take the intellect out of it and don't think about it. Yeah.
Michelle.
Michelle.
Spence.
Beryl.
Audra.
Audra.
Mickey.
Mickey. Okay, great. So we're loosening up a little bit. It's fun. There's a sense of play, and play is really good. Play is a really great way to build community, and our sense of humors are being revealed. So that's and you can do this for a while. You can actually play around with this, and so the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to do a sound and a gesture, but it's going to be abstract. I'm just going to do a gesture and a gibberish sound, and I'm going to send it to someone across the circle, and then that person will mirror what I did, and then they'll create their own and send it to someone else. So if I were to go, ha! You would do that right back to me. Okay, and then you'd send something new out, your own gesture. Okay, eye contact though, make sure you're sending it to someone.
Oh.
That was a great gesture.
Okay. Blah, blah, blah.
Blah, blah, blah. Whoa!
Whoa.
To whom? To whom? Who's it going to? There you go.
Waka waka.
Yeah, just give it to anybody.
No, I need
Good. Okay, good. So this is a leveler exercise, and as people get used to it and their inhibitions start to fall, they really start to have fun with it, and they become more animated. And then as the facilitator, you start to like encourage them to pick up the pace, and they start to challenge each other with it. And as far as the side coaching goes, one of the things I said to a couple of you was make sure that you are connected to the person you're sending it to. So that's part of your choice is your impulse to make that gesture and sending it, being very clear as to who you're communicating it to. And then it's communicated right back to you. So you're also really making contact with each other, which is great. Now, when we do these kind of exercises and the inhibitions are gone and we're able to be animated, we're able to communicate, I would think that in many of your other classrooms that people are going to just have an easier time of expressing themselves and expressing their opinions and talking about the subjects at hand. So I think this can also help classroom discussion in a big way. So I encourage you to try this out. Go easy, try it with names. This one gets, although you guys did wonderfully, sometimes it can fall on his face. But usually this exercise works pretty well. So I have run out of time, but I thank you for your time today.